And we also prepared, based on what we talked about, the experience last time, one activity that we thought might be interesting to do. So when we first met and we discussed what your goals were, what your needs were, what you wanted to get out of this mentoring experience, you mentioned the fact that because of your current position, you were interested in exploring the professional needs of teachers for development, so that the new planning initiatives could cater better for them. And we talked about this idea of perceived needs and real needs of professionals, of teachers in this case, but professionals at large, that people might think they need something, but in the course of conversation and interaction, other things emerge. And I'm going to share this with you, this document with you, so that we can see if we can actually make this goal, which is very, it's not abstract, but it is very encompassing, into something a little bit more actionable, because we won't be able to actually achieve this aim in this experience. We think it will take much longer and much more doing, in the sense that we need to come into contact probably with other actors in this case to achieve this goal. But so the first thing we'd like to do today is to see how this can be narrowed down to a goal that we can actually achieve in 3 or 4 meetings. So we have this goal: identify the real needs of teacher educators, distinguishing them from perceived or assumed needs to strengthen future program planning. So what aspects of this goal do you think, Graham, we could achieve in 3 or 4 more meetings that we can have? What do you think might be an actionable goal that spins off from this one?
That's a good question.
But this is part of the mentoring task, mentors trying to bring mentees to.
Yeah, I suppose it was a kind of when I thought about what I wanted to be mentored in, I thought, okay, what do we have in the group? We have a lot of teacher educators with a lot of experience, all sorts of different types of experience, and demands on them. And what do I do in my job? Well, I try to connect needs of countries and professionals that I work with all over the world to and leading on from that, teachers and teacher educators based in different countries working in different contexts to teacher educators who can help them develop. So is there any way of me trying to take this opportunity of this mentoring program that we had in finding out whether there's something, how I can be in my professional life in that situation that can help bridge those two groups of people to make uh, to make things work more smoothly and to be more successful, if you like. And by extension, I thought, well, okay, the people that I'll be able to be mentored by are the teacher educators involved in running the courses. So, what is it about those teacher educators that I can find out about them that will be beneficial? I'm thinking aloud. I'm not coming up with any actionable statements
But
yet.
that's it. That's it.
But
That's the idea. That's the idea. Yeah.
yeah,
So we unravel these line of
yeah.
thought, and then we will see. Aha. Aha.
So that's
And
where it comes from.
Yeah, I noticed that at the beginning you started off this, you need this matching moment, right? You need to match the needs that these countries have with
Yeah.
the right kind of teacher educator. And so far you seem to have been successful in doing this, in finding this match. Now, once the teacher educators have been found, or you have identified who they are, you would like to get them, or yes, you would like them to be involved in development programs, so teacher educators development programs, so that they can do even better than what they are doing.
Yeah.
So
I suppose the second step that that I haven't so far mentioned was the idea of, is there anything I can do or know about that will help me empathize better with the teacher educators, and so be able to have act in a way that is conducive to there being fewer stress points, points of miscommunication. So better kind of understand what it is in my job that I can do to help the teacher educators, and I'm assuming freelance, not working within a system, but delivering our courses, to better make their jobs easier or facilitate them. In other words, is there anything I need to know about, or anything I can do in the way that I act or move forward in my role that that can facilitate the the success of the courses and other teacher educator work that we do?
yeah, supposedly there are criteria, yes, that you already have, against which you evaluate these teacher educators in this matching moment. These criteria then can help create some kind of procedures that will help these teacher educators understand what they are expected, because the matching has been done, country, project, teacher educator, out of a set of criteria that you used to assess their CVs, what they submit. Now, once they have been chosen, what kind of induction do they get so that they understand that they are representing the British Council? They will be working for the British Council, and that the British Council expects this kind of performance. Am I understanding what you
Yeah. We're kind of moving further forward. I think part of the problem was probably because when I suggested this, being mentored on this, I didn't have a very clear idea of what I wanted. So I think the turning this into something actionable means sort of trying to establish a kind of clarify exactly what it is that I wanted, or what I want, because we can change it, I suppose, through the process of talking about it and discussing
course.
it now.
course.
So I think, I mean, since I signed up for this, lots of things, a lot of time has gone by. So it's been a long time since we first met, and since I actually signed up for that. So one of the things that I've already moved forward with, I think, related to this area, is that and we don't need to talk about it, there's a lot of processes and other things related to the actual courses and the structures and how we go about identifying and recruiting teacher educators that we now have already kind of identified as needing changing.
Okay, well that's great, because this first step, then you have moved forward. You have known that for this matching to happen successfully, you needed to review the procedures and the criteria to apply.
Yeah.
Well, so that first step, well, you have already moved forward, which is great. Now, once you have that list of teacher educators, what can be done to guide them into the actual work they have to do, so that their performance is up to standards, up to the British Council standards? This is a question.
I think, how do we do that? Well, we do that in several ways, which I don't think we need to examine. We have a kind of a group of people who have already been admitted to a pool of teacher educators, and in order to be admitted to that pool of teacher educators, you have to have shown a degree of qualifications and experience, and have had that kind of have had to sort of show the evidence of that. So that's one of the reasons why we do that, is because that kind of thing takes a long time to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need someone quickly, as we often do for a particular course, where you can't then begin to go through that procedure, usually because, so having a group of people that have already gone through that pre-selection, if you like, means you can act a lot quicker. That's something we've already got in place. Again, it's a system that needs reviewing, etc. But
well, that group of people, they don't actually need further development, because there is evidence that they can do what they can act according to the standards by the British Council. Maybe you're thinking of another group of teacher educators who you consider you would like to incorporate into that pool, but you might want to give them some guidance or some teacher development courses, or am I?
No, that wasn't really my original intention of asking to be mentored. It was more about better understanding the experience, for example, of yourselves working as teacher educators within the system that you're working in, that we've set up for the British Council, where what is it that you like about it? What is it that you don't like about it? What is it that you think? You see, then it starts getting into, I'm not sure if that's a mentoring situation or if it's more of a focus group situation. So this is where I have my doubts, I think.
It's okay.
I think, yeah, I have the impression, I mean, I listening to you, I got the impression that there was something that was not about more professional development of those teacher educators, but rather about the degree of satisfaction they have, professionally
Yeah.
speaking, in the work they are doing, and how that level of satisfaction could be increased if there's something that you could do about that.
Yeah.
Am
That's
I?
it. That's it. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more like
So
it. I think. Yeah.
it's about understanding their needs, not to further apply any professional development initiative, but rather how to capitalize their experience into something that might strengthen their degree of satisfaction with the system. And if there's anything that you can do to bridge the gap between the demands Sylvia was saying, was mentioning, and the team of teacher educators what's the word I'm looking for? Well-being for a word or
Yeah.
so that's a kind. It would be great if you could mentor them, so that then by talking you could get this information. But you also spoke about different contexts. So I also got the impression that context plays a big part here, that there isn't, I mean, that the diversity is such that probably this is also something difficult to achieve, because when you've got a group of professionals whose know-how and procedure in terms of doing things is agreed upon and is very similar, but contexts are different, then how do you, what's in you to help them bridge the gap between this and the context? Is that, am I reading this right, or am I missing something?
Yeah, that is something that we need to do, definitely. A lot of that, though, is bridging the gap between it's almost like a culture gap, isn't it? Often between the people training and the trainees, etc. So I don't think that's something that I think we can deal with here. But
No.
yeah, I don't know. The more we talk about this, the more I'm wondering whether it's mentoring that I want or not.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a nice outcome.
Yes.
To say,
Yeah,
okay, it was very
so-
nice experience, but I mean, it just helped me realize this is not what I needed.
Yeah, exactly. When we first read our names, we said, but what is exactly? What we
What
are
are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ask
No,
me,
but-
what is it that you like about it? I've been working for the British Council since 2009. And I first started when Rina, do you remember Rina?
Oh, yes.
Well, when Rina contacted us, Sylvia and I were working for the British Council in Buenos Aires in 2008, and we had a piloting project for TKT. At that moment, there was no platform, there was nothing. So in 2009, when the platform actually started working, it was Moodle. I suppose it ran with Moodle. And well, there was another Graham, I can't remember his surname, who was into training moderators, and he needed Elvira and me, I think it was Elvira, to train future e-moderators. So that's how it started. I jumped from the 2008 piloting, which was with Google Groups because the platform didn't exist. Sylvia delivered the face-to-face
Face-to-face.
sessions in Tucumán with the teachers in Tucumán, and I would organize all the contents with Google Groups, with Gmail, with mails. It was amazing, but there was nothing. There was no platform. As from 2009, I've been working with a platform with the British Council, and since that moment, I have gone through all the different platforms that ever existed. And it was amazing to see the change and how we were consulted about the changes. There was a lot of work done for the live sessions, for the design. So I felt my voice was heard, and I felt I was always consulted and encouraged to improve. At present, I am trying to convince everybody that we need to look into the assignments. Because of AI, assignments are being written by AI. So I think that we need to go over the way we assess. So this is what I like about working for the British Council in this area, that we are continuously on the move, we're continuously being challenged, and we are listened to. Our voice counts, our experience counts. And of course, working with our colleagues, this definitely helps the community of practice that we have. All these challenges, this is what the British Council has offered me in particular. That's what I wanted to tell you.
So
That-
then
That's
that's a
great.
good starting
Hold on,
point.
exactly. Let me pick that up, Sylvia. Then, so what is it that, speaking frankly, what is it the British Council hasn't offered you? Or what is it that you think could be done better?
Oh, well, I think that on different occasions, both my colleagues and I have shown that we have expertise in many other areas. For example, what we did in Chile with the British Council, all these programs that we developed, and we could do this for the British Council in other areas. We could also help develop other programs with the experience that we have already had. So our voices have always been heard. Now we have more to offer, and probably a survey, because I wonder if all these projects that the British Council has carried out, well, Ceibal in English, you know about it because you were part of it. But I don't know if the rest of the moderators, if the rest of the world have profited from these experiences. And that would be great because we have a lot of expertise in these. And for example, in the case of AI, we worked with Nelson on, I was his mentee, he was my mentor, and we explored some areas of feedback, giving feedback with AI. And I think that this would come in very handy for this change that we need to make. In the case of the assignments, I was part of the group that made some changes and the rubrics, and we included rubrics and all that at some point, some years ago. But now I feel that it is a must. So I feel that if we had anything to offer, it's all these this expertise that we bring from our experience, for example.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah.
I was going to say exactly that. I mean, just listening to this conversation, there are two aspects. One is the looking back and say, okay, what can teacher educators capitalize on, and how that gained knowledge and experience can be put to more and better use. And the other thing is the challenges. So it's kind of looking back and looking forward, and asking teacher educators now, what are the present challenges that you face when you are guiding, or when you are the leader of an experience within the British Council framework. What are the present challenges that you face? Means how can I make your life easier in the face of these challenges? Sylvia was saying, I'm worried about assignments. To what extent is this concern shared by other teacher educators? So probably this is a good starting point.
It is shared.
Okay,
and
fine.
And I feel that we have a way out. I feel that we can do things in a better way, so that when we test, we don't test what AI has written, but what they have written with AI, because now it's with AI. It's not against AI.
So instead of identify the real needs in this goal, is probably looking into the challenges that teacher educators working in different contexts have right now. Because this is what the impression you gave, at least to me, Graham, say, how can I act as a catalyst to make their professional lives easier, or to make them move forward?
Yeah. So I think there's our first actionable goal, isn't it? To identify the challenges that teacher educators face at this moment, and as a first stage of developing an action plan.
Great. So
Congratulations, we got it.
We got there.
This is what mentoring
that's probably enough, because I don't think we're going to have enough time to do anything else. But
no, okay, that's fantastic.
That is
okay.
Right.
So now we say, okay, how do we identify? Now that we have the what, now we move on to the how. How do we get there? How can we identify those challenges? I mean, you've got quite a large group of teacher educators to pilot any outcome or any initiative or any product that comes out of this mentoring. So what do you think that might be?
Well, the obvious thing to do is design the survey to get the
that's fantastic
teacher educators to complete and/or organize focus groups.
Shall we do it together? Shall we do it together?
So you see, this is a very, very, in terms of mentoring, this is a very, very fruitful half hour that we've had, because we've gone from a very large goal to thinking it through and discussing and arriving at an actionable goal and a way to go forward. That is to say, okay, what are we going to do? Now we've got a task at hand. We've got to design a survey and then have a focus group and then analyze the findings to see what we get out of it. So it's very productive. I mean, I think this half hour has been really, really very productive to, think this through. Okay. Let's go back to the survey then. What idea do you have in terms of the content of that survey, and how to get it across to teacher educators so that you really get a bulk of responses? Load of the outcome load of the answers amounts to what we are looking for.
So I'm going to suggest we do the following. I'd probably, rather than design the survey now, I probably should go away, think about it, and draft something.
No, of course.
And then in the next meeting, we can I can talk through it, and we do it that way.
Sounds great. We can pool ideas and in a shared document.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that we keep this document because in this document, what we're going to do is, wait, just a second. No, I want something else. Here. Here we also include the recordings of the
Yeah.
sessions. This is what we wanted to do today, but in the light of what we did, this is no longer necessary, and it doesn't actually shed any light on what we are discussing. We did discuss a possible action plan, and we identified aspects that contribute to your interests and goals. Here in the outcome column, this is a document that we will share with you, and you can write your comments here in the outcome column. Afterwards, there will be after we finish the whole mentoring initiative, there's a place here for your self-assessment, and we have included some reading material if you feel like going into this, and we can include more now that we have a very clear, actionable goal. And what we are going to do is I'm going to link this new document that we're going to create to pool ideas. I'm going to link it to this one so that the only working document that we will be sharing is this, and all other extra links will be included here instead of having multiple documents being shared. Okay, will that work for you, Graham?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Fantastic. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to share a summary of this meeting today with you, the document, and the recording as well. Everything will be here linked to this document that we will be sharing, and then we can start working on that survey. In your experience, how willing are participants of any kind, in this case teacher educators, but maybe teachers in general, to contribute to surveys?
I think in general they're more willing than other groups of people. And generally they're more willing to do it if they feel that the survey that they're completing is worthwhile, of course. They think something is going to happen that will benefit them in the future, for example, then they could be willing.
So it has to do with being, what Sylvia was saying, being heard, actually. I felt that my opinion counts and will be taken into account for something that will benefit not only me, but others as well.
And you also, to ensure that, you need to give feedback to the people who do the survey so that they feel like what they have written isn't just sort of disappearing into a void.
Okay, great. So that's also very important for the design of this feedback. Okay, I think we've come a long way.
Great.
So we'll send you, as I was saying, the summaries and everything, and share documents, and we'll meet again probably in 2 weeks. Do you think that will do?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Well, have a great day, Graham. Thank you very much for this meeting.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Acá estoy. Acá están las nenas levantándose.